So now that you've taken over the company, what are you trying to accomplish? Well, you're going to have to try to grow your firm, both in revenue and in profits, to beat out all the competition. I've never seen anybody shrink their way to winning. So uh, over the long haul of the competition, you're going to see that you're going to have to grow your revenues. It doesn't mean that you have to grow your factories a lot necessarily, um, but what I'm really trying to convey to you is don't think that you can downsize your way to win. You can't. You have to at least keep what you've got, and probably you're going to have to grow to be a winner. So, how do you go about doing that? Go back to what we've been talking about using Porter's words: position, trade-off, fit. First, you're going to have to try to come up with a product offering, get it priced and marketed successfully, so that you keep your traction with the marketplace. You're not going to shrink your market share on your way to victory. You're not necessarily going to grow your market share on your way to victory either. You may be able to be most profitable holding where you are, but be very careful about shrinking. So, what the first thing you want to do is to figure out, consistent with your position, make sure you get things right so that you are making a profit. And this will take a couple of rounds to sort itself out, perhaps. Once you're confident in that, or I should say, once you're confident in that, while you're becoming confident in that, you're also going to want to make sure that you very carefully and rigorously enforce fit in your value chain. Because at the end of the day, the company with the lowest costs to produce a product that people are buying at about the market price is going to come out on top. So get your position right, then get your trade-offs and your fit really correct. Some people want to get really interested in the financial side, and they think, oh, if I get my weighted average cost of capital just right, I'm going to be golden. Um, Decisions like your finances, to be honest with you, you can do a lot wrong early that will tank you. There's virtually nothing you can do that will make you. So uh, later on, I'll talk about these decisions are kind of dessert. I just don't want you to get enamored with this idea of stock buybacks or your debt level as if that's going to be the key. It's not. Those things are going to be important, uh, and doing them extremely well can take you from third place to first place. Doing them extremely poorly can take you from third place to last place, though. So be careful about trying to do some spectacular financial engineering thinking it's the key to success. Really, it's more the key to failure, and it is a key to take you from a really strong performance to a winning performance. Speaking of a winning performance, your grades in the simulation will mirror your performance. The way, if you look at the syllabus, you get about half the points in the simulation are strictly based on your performance. And what I do is, I'll talk more about the scoring later. Um, Usually the team that finishes first gets 100% of the points, or pretty close to that, and the team that finishes last gets about 80% of the points. Around that, I reserve the right to go lower. I have had to do that on a couple of occasions where the people just frankly didn't, they were not trying very hard, or they were not thinking very well. Likewise, there's nothing that says, though, that people have to spread out. Everybody could bunch very tightly. I've never had that happen before, but there's nothing in the simulation that requires a spread to be there. Everyone can be bunched very tightly and frankly could be doing very well. It just doesn't seem to pan out that way. But I don't want to get you to get too worried about the performance. I want you to take it seriously, but it's not a matter of life or death. Because if you think about it, over half the points in the simulation are in the 2 online quizzes, where you have direct control as to how you do in that, but also it's in the board of directors presentation at the end. And this is where you could take a performance where you made some mistakes, it took you a while to sort things out, and you had things on a very positive trajectory, and get full credit for that in the board of directors presentations. So how's this thing going to work? It's all done via the web. You log in to the corporate lobby, and that's where you get your information. It's where you register your decisions. So it's a completely online interface between you and the simulation. The way the simulation is mechanized, as I told you, you take over the company in year 11. Each decision represents a year of gameplay. I tend to refer to them as rounds: round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. And you're going to compete. My normal plan is for 7 rounds. In the actual competition, and before that, there are 2 practice rounds, and we'll talk a lot more about those later. So what happens is, at the set time, and I always have it set for 11 p.m. on the night that the decisions are due, the computer takes all those decisions for everybody. It then does its work to compete them, and about 10 to 20 minutes later, boom, it spits out an email saying, "I'm done. We've done the competitive bumping, and the results are available." And you'll get a tremendous amount of information based on that competitive interaction, and that's something that you're going to want to mine to try to figure out what to do better. Some on the mechanics of this, like I said, you will go through the corporate lobby to log in. One caution: they have significantly improved the collaboration tools and how 2 people can be online at the same time. If you are going to do that, because that's the nature of how your team wants to run, make sure you read those sections very carefully. And the reason is what can happen is one person's looking at one set of decisions, their teammates looking at the other set of decisions, and who wins? The last saved set of decisions wins. So if you're not careful, this person may be making changes which are not showing up on this person's screen. They make a series of changes which they then save, and everything overwrites what this person was doing, even if they were working on different aspects. What's on this person's screen, the totality of those decisions, gets overwritten. So be careful about that. Things do happen automatically on the deadline. There's no wait, I'm not ready. The computer just runs it. And I've talked about the delay. How you get registered: you should have received from me by now your code. You'll go on to BSG, log in with that information. The price currently is $43, and everybody has to register. It's not one per team. All members of the team have to register, and Big Brother gets to see who has and who hasn't. So please don't try to save a nickel there. You're going to have to register. That's part of my deal, the deal I make with the company. So I'll stop here, and then let's pick up in the next video and talk about how you're going to win. See you then.